Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. We're back. Transfer portal is up and running. It's crazy. It's active. We got huge updates for today. But first, take a moment. So look down below, see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, please subscribe. We really appreciate it. We love the support. We're trying to grow this channel still. We're up to, I think, like 55 subscribers. So 57. We need to double that by the end of the year. At least double that. So tell your friends about us. Subscribe to the channel. Roll Tide as always. Let's dive right into the transfer portal. We got some really big updates for today. What is, Tucker, what in your mind is the biggest update, biggest news, maybe one of the best players who committed recently?
I mean, listen, first and foremost, you guys love my background, right? I mean, I'm in like our camping room at the church building. It's a good room with a nice table. So, got this little, tent, beautiful tent. Anyways, tent here. Sorry, the camera's like backwards. Anyways. Okay. Listen, I think it's hard not to talk about John Blackwell first. I mean, like, everybody wanted this dude. He was down to like 6 teams that were like really serious. Alabama being one of them. They missed out on it. Duke gets him. It's like the rich get richer here. You know,
Yep.
I don't think people understand just how good John Blackwell is. He's in the best conference this past year, Big Ten, one of the best conferences, and he balled out. Like, this was not a fluke. This wasn't just 1 or 2 games. He averaged 19 points a game this season. He dropped like 30-something against Illinois this year. I mean, like, this dude's a beast. Okay, and now he goes to a Duke team that is going to be bringing in talent. It happens every single year, and could be returning, some good players from last year's team.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was going to tell you the predicted Duke's men's roster for next year.
All right, share it.
Okay. Caden Boozer or Caleb Foster, John Blackwell, Dame Sarr or Isaiah Evans, Cameron Williams, and Patrick Ngungba. He's coming back.
Yeah, we got to include their recruiting class too coming in.
Oh yeah, no. That's their projected starting 5.
I don't think so.
One of those 5 guys. I think. Why wouldn't they not start?
I think some of these freshmen coming in are going to have a say about that.
I don't know. I doubt it.
Is Ngungba coming back?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, Duke. I don't see how you could say Duke is not the number 1 team unless you're saying Louisville or Illinois. I think have a say about that. But man, Duke's team's going to be good again. They're always good. And the interesting thing is, we said this yesterday, Duke is now not just retooling through recruiting, which they're always in the top of recruiting. They're now retooling using the transfer portal. And it's like, wow. I mean, like, what else can they do? Like, it's just insane. Yeah. So John Blackwell, great player. He is going to start at Duke. He's going to be a stud in the ACC. That's my number 1 player to, that's signed this week.
Yeah. He definitely is the biggest one. I think it kind of came down. I can't remember the other team. It was Duke and Louisville, I think it came down to. And I was like, how is Louisville in the running for this guy? I mean, if they would have got him,
it's over.
Like, it just wrap it up. That would have been insane. You would have Jackson Sealstead, John Blackwell, Carter Knox, and Flory Badunga all in the transfer portal. That team would have been incredible. Thankfully, I mean, Duke's team's going to be incredible, but at least he didn't go to Louisville. What were you going to say?
Did you not just say Fulgaris?
Oh, yeah, I forgot Fulgaris. I just said that. Fulgaris from Iowa committed to Louisville as well. So that's going to be 4 guys that are going to start immediately. And if they would have added John Blackwell, that team, man, Louisville is cooking.
They're cooking.
Right, yeah, they are cooking, as they say. It is unbelievable. But the next biggest commit, in my opinion, is Donnie Freeman from Syracuse. Another guy who Alabama was looking at. I'm kind of sad that he didn't that Bama didn't come after him harder. I even saw something that said Bama was just kind of like, we're done recruiting him, and he went across the street to St. John's. I mean, Rick
Across the
Pitino
street?
is.
What do you mean?
I mean, Syracuse and St. John's are in New York, are they not?
I'm so sorry. For some reason, I'm thinking you said Alabama. I was like, well, how is that across the
No,
street? I
no.
got you.
I was so confused. I was like, am I wrong on that? So he went to St. John. He went to St. John's. I mean, Rick Pitino, one of the best coaches of all time. I think I'm lagging.
Now you're good. Keep going.
Oh, okay. He's one of the best coaches of all time. There's no doubt about it. No matter what you say, I don't care what anyone says. He won that championship in 2013. Even though they vacated it, I don't give a rip. That's Louisville's championship, and he won that championship. It was just before. I mean, he did some stuff that was sketchy, but he paid players, and you can do it legally now. The next biggest one, in my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and say this one is probably Zoom Diallo. If I'm pronouncing that, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly or not. But Zoom Diallo committed to Kentucky, and that's a huge grab for Kentucky.
Is your dog making noises?
I think she is.
Shut that dog up, man.
Sorry.
I'm just
sorry, dude.
No, it's okay. All right, keep going.
I didn't realize it until you said something.
Zoom Diallo is a sweet name.
Yes, that is a great name. He averaged 16 points a game, 5 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game at Washington, and shot 38% from 3.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge pickup for Kentucky. They've been kind of struggling a little bit in the portal. So that's a really big grab. And he's a great player. So we'll see what Kentucky looks like. Right now, the rankings are Louisville, number 1, shocking. Texas, number 2, Indiana, number 3, Tennessee, number 4, and this is shocking for real. Providence, number 5.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We talked about that last week.
Brian Hodgson is going off, dude. He is going off. So
he is. Well, I don't know if there's still a few guys available. I mean, Juke Harris somehow hasn't committed yet.
I don't know.
I don't know I'm wondering if he's testing the NBA waters. Masamba Diop hasn't committed yet. Alan Graves hasn't committed.
And that's a big name.
Yes.
Alan Graves is one I think a lot of teams are coveting now.
You know who I saw is also in the running for that team for him?
Louisville.
Duke. Duke is looking at Alan Graves and Milan Momcilovic.
If Duke gets either of those guys, I mean, I just don't even know what to say. Yeah. The dude from St. Mary's is a good name to talk about. How do you say his name?
I have no idea. Paulus Morauskas.
Yeah. Really good player there. He's following his coach to St. Mary's. I think he's
from St. Mary's to Arizona State.
Yeah, St. Mary's to Arizona State. From St. Mary's, Andy Bennett, or is it Tony Bennett? I'm losing.
It's Andy, I'm pretty sure. Because Tony Bennett was the Virginia head coach.
Yeah, that's Andy Bennett is going to Arizona State following Bobby Hurley, and Morauskas or whatever is following him over there. That's a solid player. So watch him.
I don't think that's his name.
Andy Bennett?
I don't think that's his name.
Randy. It's Randy Bennett.
Randy.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yes. I don't know why I'm losing that all of a sudden. So
yes, Randy.
Dalton, I don't know if we've touched on this. Something that I don't think has been seen or that we've talked about is Denzel Aberdeen has gone back to Florida.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that.
He left Kentucky. No, he left Florida after the national championship year, went to Kentucky this year. Now he's gone back to Florida. Now a waiver has to clear, allowing him to play another season. So not sure if that waiver is going to get passed. And it's got something to do with the season that he didn't play much or something like that. So if they have him, listen to Florida's projected lineup, because we have to also talk. Tommy Houck has decided to come back. And I
cannot believe that.
I mean, it is huge. That's huge. All right, Boogie Fland, if the waiver clears, Denzel Aberdeen. So Boogie and Denzel, your guards. Tommy Houck, Alex Condon, Ruben Chinyelu. And here's your bench. You still got Urban Klobjar on the bench. All right. Is your dog doing something crazy? So, Man, I really like what Florida's got here. Hate to say it. I think another team, that's really looking good is Illinois in terms
Oh
of
yeah.
what they have, what they're returning. You still got Stojakovic, you still got Merkovich, you got the Ivicic guys, and you brought in a Wagler replacement and Stefan Vox from Providence. Dude, had he stayed at Providence, that would have been
Oh yeah.
Vox would have been huge there, but still, he's a great replacement at Illinois. They still have Jake Davis coming off the bench and Zamnavir Ivicic. They've got some recruits coming in. So, like,
They
Illinois,
really just need a point guard because Stephen Vox is not a point guard. He's a small
hey,
forward. He's 6'6". He played small forward at Providence last year.
he's going to be the point guard. I'm pretty sure he was the point guard.
I'm pretty sure he played small forward at Providence last year.
Okay.
But
I mean, whatever. I don't really care.
yeah.
He's going to be playing guard. He's going to be playing guard.
Yeah, probably.
So, anyways, is there a team that you're like most impressed with?
I mean, the obvious call is Louisville, but we talked about them last week. I mean, I'm really impressed with Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they got all the money in the world. So, but like, I forgot his name slipped in my mind. He's the old
You got Punch.
Xavier head coach.
Sean
What's his
Miller?
name? Sean Miller now. Yeah, he's now the coach at Texas.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah, but then last year was his first year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I couldn't remember. But they got. Let's just look at some guys that they have coming in.
Hey, Dalton, just FYI, Stefan Vox, Providence guard.
Okay.
Just got to prove you wrong because I knew you would do that to me. All right, keep going.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not showing me. I try to look up their team, and it's not showing me all their commits. But I know they got David Punch. They got Simeon Welcher from St. John's. And if Dalen Swain stays, and then they still got Voikatitis, who's staying.
Yeah, but Isaiah Johnson's the biggest name, the dude from Colorado.
Yeah, and they got Isaiah Johnson as well. I mean, dude, their team is looking stacked. And I don't know. Maybe like that run that Texas had in the tournament, like kind of turned them around because they weren't having that good of a season. And then next thing you know, they're in the Sweet 16, and they should have beaten Purdue. They sold that game against Purdue. But hats off to Sean Miller. Texas is going to be a really good team. They're definitely going to be contending. If Dalen Swain comes back, they'll be contending for the number one spot in the SEC. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the main stuff for the transfer portal, like the biggest ones. I'm sure there's others that we missed, and there's going to be more that are going to commit here in the coming days, weeks. Transfer portal is closed, by the way, which means players can now no longer enter the transfer portal, but they still have, time to commit. Like there's going to be players who commit over the next several, weeks and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, it's been an exciting cycle so far, kind of overshadowed Michigan winning the championships, like right in the transfer portal.
Yep.
So, all right. Go ahead.
Real quick. I actually want to mention one thing. Tom Izzo has picked up no players from the transfer portal. And I saw someone say old head coach trying to win the old head way. And they were just saying like, it's not going to work. And I agree with them. It's kind of like Clemson. I mean, Dabo Swinney was so against the transfer portal, and now he just started doing it. But past few years, his team has been bad. Like Clemson's not been good. Yeah. So I don't know if Michigan State's going to struggle the same way. I mean, they're still going to be a pretty solid team, I think, always because Tom Izzo is who he is. But I just don't think in this era that you can be a successful coach year after year if you're not picking up transfers.
Are you sure Michigan State's not gotten anybody?
That's what I saw. 0.
I didn't. This says Michigan State lands high quality center in transfer portal.
But well, maybe what I saw was. Yeah, I see that too. So maybe I.
That was 2 hours ago though, but I mean they've gotten other ones here.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, then I don't know then. I was gonna say if that's 2 hours ago, then maybe I haven't seen anybody.
Wait,
Let's see.
no, this was okay. So a day ago, this guy did say every big team has signed one player except Michigan State.
Yeah. And on my end, on three, he's the only guy that I see. So I get
Okay,
just now they signed somebody.
Charlotte's
So
a player from Charlotte. So
yeah.
yeah, they're going to
So
need to do a little bit more, but they are returning some, some good players. So we'll see
yeah,
how
for
it
sure.
goes. But
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
well, let's
Go
move to
ahead.
Alabama. All right, and let's talk about last week we were pretty much dissing Alabama's roster and what Nate
Oh
Oates
yeah.
was doing, but this past week has made me feel a lot better from what they have done. Particularly, if you didn't know, Alabama picked up a Fielder, who is a center from or forward center forward from Boise State, an average like 14, 15 points a game last year. He's a good shooter, and he's going to bring I think almost like a Grant Nelson replacement. It seems from a couple years
Yeah.
ago. So they also picked up. I'm really interested in Cole Kloer.
Oh
Cole
yeah, me too.
Kloer was he was an early enrollee, which you don't see a whole lot in basketball, but he was with NC State and Will Wade. When Wade left, went back to LSU, he transferred out, and instead of following Will Wade, he signed with Alabama. And I'm looking here. It says he's 6'8", 190, and he was a 4-star out of IMG Academy, and he was the number 59 overall prospect. I'm really intrigued by him. Looks like somebody who can also shoot. So Alabama
Yeah.
has now gotten Brandon Garrison, 6'10", Jamarion Davis Fleming, also 6'10", Cole Kloer, 6'8", and Drew Fielder, 6'11", 225.
Yeah, Bama's team now is huge.
Huge.
And I don't know if you saw Nate Oates said that we got to get some more size on this team. For
Oh,
lack
yeah.
of better words, he's like, we got to get some more size. And I mean, and you do. I mean, you look at all the teams that were in the Final Four. They had all four of them had one thing in common: really good size all the way around the board. And Bama was really, really small this year. I mean, outside of Aiden Sherrill, stupid bum, he was
Gotta
there
quit.
was no other center. I
Yeah.
have a strong dislike for Aiden Sherrill now. He just left because he wanted money.
I mean, that's what everybody does, bud. So
Yeah, I know. But Bama would have paid him.
I don't know. But anyways, you got freshman coming in, Terrace Bowie. He's number 33 on the ESPN 100, 6'6", Quaden Samuels. He's looks like he's the number 18 prospect nationally, 6'6". Jackson Richardson. He's looks like the number 21. So I mean, you've got some really good freshmen coming in. And here's the returners, possibly. Aiden Holloway, possibly, if this legal matter gets fixed. Okay. Preston Murphy, he's not going to play. He's not good. London Jemison. I really like London Jemison. I think he's not going to be a great scorer, but he's going to defend and he's going to get rebounds. He's going to do the dirty work. Keaton Bristow, I'm shocked he came back, but I'm glad he did. Hopefully he'll stay healthy. And then you've got Collins Onyenka. So the center, big center that didn't get to play last year because of heart issues. So hopefully that gets resolved as well. Looking a lot better. This is the total roster: Aiden Holloway, Preston Murphy, Jackson Richardson, Quaden Samuels, Terrace Bowie, London Jemison, Keaton Bristow, Cole Kloer, Jamarion Davis Fleming, Brandon Garrison, Drew Fielder, and Collins Onyenka. So,
and a possibility of Amari Allen coming back.
And Amari Allen possibly if he withdraws his name from the NBA draft process, which I really hope he does. They could actually have a solid team. A solid team. I still think it would be good to have one more guard out of the portal.
Oh, definitely.
So, what do you think about the roster?
I mean, the roster looks great right now. I totally agree. I mean, like I'm so happy for like the size that Bama has.
Big time.
I mean, definitely needed. And from what I hear, Cole Kloer apparently is like a sniper. Just like that's all he does. Just shoot threes, and that's perfect for Bama. I am hoping that maybe Dior Johnson will follow his old teammate, Keaton Bristow. I mean, Keaton Bristow was at Tarleton State. Dior Johnson averaged 24 points a game at Tarleton State this year.
That'd be huge.
One of the highest scorers in all of the NCAA. And I would love for him to come to Bama just to have a guard, like you said, because Bama is in desperate need of a guard, especially if Aiden Holloway doesn't return. I mean, Aiden Holloway is not going to be your Mark Shears or LeBaron Philon. He's just not. So you need that guy anyways. But I think you got to pick someone up. I don't really know a lot of the people that are left in the portal. Honestly, the guards. A lot of the guards that were
Juke Harris, maybe get him.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
That would be insane, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But a lot of the guards that are taken, I don't really know. Besides, like the only one I knew was Dior Johnson. And I've only heard of him because he was averaging 24 points a game.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Bama. They look like they're in shape for another solid season. I mean, I want them, man. I'll present something to the Bama fans out there. This is what my friend told me. He asked me this question. He said, "Would you rather have a Nick Saban dynasty again in football, or one championship in basketball in my lifetime?" And I said, one championship in basketball. And here's why. I've already lived to see 4 national championships in football. If we don't return to the Nick Saban dynasty, you know what? I don't care. If I got to see Bama win a basketball national championship, I would be ecstatic. So
yeah. I take the championship in basketball too, just because we already left the Nick Saban dynasty and we're not getting back to it, I don't think. So we're already there. But even if we weren't, I think I'd take the championship in basketball too. So, all right. That's the transfer portal updates, Alabama updates. Let's move on now to talking about our top 5 coaches. All right, man, there are some really good college basketball coaches out there. It's hard to dwindle these down. I know there will be disagreement between us, but there will probably be even more disagreement if there's people in the comments, which there probably won't be. But I wanted to talk about this because, I mean, like you said, the landscape of college basketball is changing. And, it kind of calls for different measures, in college basketball with recruiting and transfer portal and all that stuff. So what we're talking about right now, we're talking about the best coaches right now. Right? Like we're talking about in the modern basketball, like going into 2026, 2027, who are the best coaches? I'll start my list off at number 5 with Rick Pitino.
Okay.
I'm going to put him at number 5, even in this college basketball landscape that's so different. And there's a lot of, roster churn and NIL stuff. I still think he's one of the best coaches. He's taken St. John's from being just kind of like an average team to now like a, pretty solid contender. And they've won the Big East back-to-back years. So I think what he's doing there at St. John's is awesome. He's reloading this year. He just picked up Donnie Freeman. And I mean, you look at he's one of the highest, coaches in wins. He's won 2 national titles or maybe more than that, but I know he's won at Louisville and Kentucky, but I still think he's got it and he gets the most out of his players. So Rick Pitino's my number 5. Who's number 5 for you?
Number 5 for me, I'm going to say Todd Golden. Todd Golden's my number 5. I mean, he has returned Florida to one of the premier basketball teams. I mean, just a few years ago before he was the coach, they were bad. I mean, I think it was Mike White who was the head coach.
Yeah, they weren't great.
And they were not good. And then he comes on the scene, and next thing you know, Florida's winning a national championship and should have went further this year, just absolutely choked against Iowa, which I was totally fine with that. I don't like Florida. I'm not a big fan of Todd Golden, but I think he is one of the best college basketball coaches right now. And that's why I have him at number 5.
Well, since you said that, he's my number 4. Todd,
nice.
My number 4. He's returned Florida to glory. And I know you would say, oh, man, well, anybody can with Walter Clayton and all that. And I'm like, well, first of all, he had to acquire the talent. And then he had to coach those guys up to win a national title, winning well over 30 games, had another great team this year. Even had a good team a couple years ago that just lost to Colorado in like the first round. But look, he's a great coach, great young coach, did good things when he was at San Francisco. I think Todd Golden is kind of like one of the future coaches that's going to be around for a long, long time. Already won a national championship. I could see him winning multiple down the line. Really good coach right now. I don't like him either, but he's really good. So,
Yeah.
all right,
So,
who's your 4?
ironically, my 4 is Rick Pitino. So we're swapping those. I think Rick Pitino is one of the best college basketball coaches of all time. Now, he's obviously kind of fallen down a little bit from his glory, but he's also old, and the basketball landscape has shifted a lot since he was considered one of the legendary, like one of the best or the best. But he's definitely still up there. St. John's was a nobody program 3 years ago. I mean, literally 3 years ago, they were like just a mediocre at best. That's generous, I think. Team before he became the head coach. I think he became the head coach 3 years ago. So right before he became the head coach, they were just not that good. And he's returned this team. He's made this team into a contender every single year. Like you said,
just wins.
He wins. They won the Big East, and like what's crazy is their offense always struggles, and then they still win.
Yeah.
They have struggle offense every year, and then they still smack UConn in the championship of the Big East. So it's like what's happening here? But hats off to Rick Pitino. I'm a big fan of him. I know like he's done some shady stuff, but I've always been a big fan, and especially when he was at Louisville, I used to love the Cards. So
Russ Smith,
Rick Pitino, yeah, that's right. Rick Pitino, my number 4 head coach. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Kelvin Sampson with Houston. I think he's probably one of the most underrated and underappreciated coaches in America. And I think probably some people wouldn't put him up there because he hasn't won a championship. And I get that, but he has come as close as you can to winning a championship. But you've got to really consider what he's done with Houston. Houston was also a nobody program. They were not good. They were never in the national spotlight. Every year, Houston is a contender. Every single year with Kelvin Sampson. They've made the Final Four twice, made the championship game once. They've had other solid runs in the tournament. But like that just has not happened in a long time. Every single year, they've got 30 wins or more. They're one of the best defensive programs. They're one of the most hardworking, and they take care of the ball. Like I think they had the lowest turnover margin in the nation this year. Like these guys – or Kelvin Sampson, I think, is one of the greatest coaches who gets the most out of his players. Yeah. And what he's done at Houston, I think, again, is underappreciated. What he's done bringing them from the ground up. And it looks like they're still going to have a pretty good team this upcoming year, even though it's going to look a lot different. So Kelvin Sampson, to me, is a really great coach. He's number 3, and I hope he wins the championship. I really like Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, is this a really hard challenge to narrow these coaches down, because I'm looking at a list, and I'm like just a list, like the list that I have, and I'm like in my head I'm like, okay, maybe I should change this out. But I got Jon Scheyer at number 3.
Wow.
And here's the reason why. Yes, he's at Duke, but he took over for the GOAT of college basketball, Coach K. And you might say like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's at Duke. He played for Coach K. He's obviously going to be successful. Well, I mean, look at Kalen DeBoer. I'm not trying to say he's not successful, but he hasn't had.
That's not even close.
Well, I mean, he hasn't had near the same success as Nick Saban. I know you say, oh, well, it's different. It's different. But Nick Saban's the GOAT, and somebody took over for him, and they haven't won a national championship with Kalen DeBoer yet. Maybe they will. I don't know if they will.
Jon Scheyer hasn't won a national championship.
I know. Bear with me. But they haven't. Bama football hasn't even been close. Jon Scheyer is knocking on the door. This is 2 years in a row that they have sold. And like last year, they should have been in the national championship with Cooper Flag and Con Knipple. This year, I'm guarantee if Caden Boozer would have just thrown the ball up in the air, that they would have been in the national championship. They would have beat Illinois. They would have played Michigan. I'm not saying they would have beat Michigan, but they would have played them, and that would have been at least a runner-up for Jon Scheyer. You might say, oh, well, he's been given the talent. No, he is bringing in the talent, producing these players, making them good every single year, and it's just so annoying. like it's a really aggravating thing for everyone else. You're just like, okay, maybe Duke's gonna struggle this year. Maybe Duke's not gonna be as good. Nope, John Shire has them right back on top. They had a worse team than the year before, in my opinion, and had a better record in the regular season. So it's like this guy is just unbelievable. I'm putting John Shire at number 3. Really like that guy. And you know what? I'm just gonna be honest. He's a stud. Good looking dude.
All right. I would say he's a top 10 coach. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say he's top 5, but I respect your opinion. He is a great coach, and I think he is overlooked too, just because he's kind of young and has had these struggles in, these critical moments. My number 2 coach is Dusty May, and I'm going to put him there at 2. And I know some people would say, man, that's reaching right there. No, 2 is way too high for Dusty May. Here's why. It's not just because he just won a national championship. That's impressive. He put together an incredible roster at Michigan, and winning a national title, that puts you up there in the elites of the elites, right? Like, not many coaches get to win a national title. But please do not forget what this dude did at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. He took this team to a Final Four, and they were literally one stop away from going to the national title, winning that Final Four game. I mean, they just lost Lamont Butler, and he got a shot off right at the last second in that Final Four matchup. They should have been in the championship game. They dominated that game, not dominated, but had it in hand, and they choked it away. Dusty May, nobody takes – when has Florida Atlantic ever been relevant? When have they ever done anything? Never. And Dusty May took this team to a Final Four. They won 30-plus games that year, and I think the following year they won 30-plus games. Now, they did lose in the first round, but, they weren't going to shock anybody. Everybody knew them, and they had a target on their back, So, what he did at FAU was unprecedented, and he had a great season last year with Michigan. I think they went to the Sweet 16, had obviously an incredible year, one of the most historic, great years ever in Michigan history. And I think right now he's one of the best coaches in college basketball. So I think, again, he's going to be around for a while as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn here. This is where I'm really torn. But on my 2 spot, I was thinking maybe Dusty May. I was thinking maybe Dan Hurley. But I think I've settled on Bill Self, Kansas's basketball head coach. He won a championship in 2022. He is 634 in 167 at Kansas.
That's impressive.
That is an insane record. 79%. It says 0.792 on here. So I'm guessing that's 79%. So yep. He wins 79% of his games. And there is something about, especially at Kansas, they say, I can't remember the stat that I saw, but I don't think Bill Self has ever lost on Big 12 Monday night at home. Ever.
That's insane.
That is just an unbelievable stat. He's a coach like no other. He's been all over the place. He's close to 1,000 wins total. 800 total record 841, 272. So he's about 159 wins away exactly from 1,000 wins. I just don't think you can not put him in the top 5. And the only reason I'm gonna go ahead and say this, I don't have Tom Izzo in the top 5. And I know you might say, well, he's just as talented as Bill Self. He hasn't won a national championship since 2001 or 2000.
Yeah,
2001 or
I think it's 2000.
I can't remember. So it's been 26 years since he's won a national championship. And every year, they call him Mr. March, but every year he never makes it past the Sweet 16. Almost every year. The last time I remember him making it past the Sweet 16 was 2019 when Michigan State beat Duke.
Dalton, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying they call Tom Izzo Mr. March, and he never makes it that far.
What about, was it not last year that they made it to the Elite Eight and lost to Auburn?
I didn't think so, but maybe they did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. And I'm pretty sure, okay. I'm pretty sure as well, no, it was Sweet 16 this year, wasn't it, against UConn?
Yeah, Sweet 16. Which, that's good, but that's good. Yeah, that's good. But for somebody to be the head coach of the top 5, I think you got to have a national championship in the most recent, and I put John Shire in there, maybe just for a little bit. Like I do think he's in one of the top 5, but I probably should put him down a little bit lower than 3. So I'll have to do some changing to my list. But I'm keeping Bill Self at 2. We both have. I'll go ahead and say this: we both have our number one guys the same.
Yeah, I will say. Let me say this about Bill Self. I think he's kind of faded a little bit since he won that last title, and the talent acquisition I don't think is. I mean, it's still great at Kansas, but I don't think it's been as good, and they haven't had as many studs as they used to. I don't know. It just seems like something's kind of going on with him to me. So he's not in my top 5. Number 1, obviously, is Dan Hurley. I mean, how could he not be the top coach right now? I mean, this guy's one of the most intense and, hardworking coaches that demands perfection pretty much. He's always on his players. He's an exciting coach. He won back-to-back national championships. He has been at 3 of the last 4 Final Fours. There are very few coaches who could say that, right? He has been in the national title game 3 of the last 4 seasons. I don't know many coaches, if any, can say that except like John Wooden. This dude, what he's doing is unprecedented. What he's doing is insane. UConn kind of was stumbling a little bit and have like up and down years, and he has stabilized them. They are going to be a perennial contender. John Rothstein says that UConn and Duke are the only 2 blue bloods in college basketball now. Like continuously recruiting at a high rate and winning at a high rate every single year, year in and year out. And even last year, they lost to Florida by 2 points, the eventual national championship winner in the NCAA tournament. I mean, he's just a really great coach, great motivator, and I don't see how he's not number 1 right now.
Yeah, I just said a few moments ago that he has to be the number 1 head coach. Let me give you this stat. Since 2023, I think since 2023, Dan Hurley is 18-2 in March Madness.
Insane.
And one of them was to Florida, like you just said, only by 2. I think they were an 8 seed last year, and they lost to the national championship by 2. And then they had the best. They played the best game against the national championship this year. No one played them that close in March at all. I mean, obviously there was teams who played them closer in the regular season, but I mean in March, no one played Michigan as close. And he is just unbelievable. He's 20-5 in March Madness since he's been at UConn.
That's wild.
Only lost 5 games at UConn, and he's an incredible coach. I mean,
their sets too. They're all go on YouTube and type in UConn's offensive sets. They're insane, man.
They're so good. So good. He is unbelievable. I mean, it's like you said, it is so hard to win back-to-back in this era. He did it. And then I'm not saying I guess he almost won this year, sort of. I mean, he made it to the national championship game. Like, hats off to him. I'm not a huge fan of UConn, not a huge fan of Dan Hurley, but I just don't think you can say he's not the number 1 head coach right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I probably need to change my list up. Dusty May probably deserves a spot in the top 5 right now, especially what he did with FAU, like you've said. But I'm going to keep my list as it is for right now, and we'll come back to this eventually.
Yeah. Well, hey, let us know in the comments what your top 5 is. Let us know if you agree with us on our top 5. That's a really hard exercise to do because I left Tom Izzo out and Bill Self out and John Shire, and other guys like that. Nate Oates is should probably even be up there. What he's done with Alabama, So
listen to this list that I found. It goes Dan Hurley, Kelvin Sampson, Mark Few, Rick Pitino, Matt Painter, Bill Self, Nate Oates, Bruce Pearl, John Shire, Todd Golden. That's top 10.
Yeah, well, Bruce Pearl's not a coach anymore, but I get what you're doing. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Well, look, great episode. We'll be back hopefully sometime next week. Appreciate you tuning in. And as always, God bless.
Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you made it this far. I already said it in the beginning, but subscribe. Roll Tide as always.